right. And we are live, people. We are live, we are live, we are live. Get some music going. How about we do that? Yeah. That's what we do.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Oh, man. Hey, people, how you doing? It's your man, Tim Black. You're tuned into Progressive Day. I'm your host. Today's a big day. It's a really, really big day. A day of reckoning. An election primary in 5 different states. We have Rhode Island, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. That's what's going on today. That's what we'll be talking about, along with the Democratic town hall that happened last night between Bernie Sanders and Chris Hayes. And a little bit of Hillary Clinton and Rachel Maddow. Talk about that a little bit. And what else we have? I had a great appearance on Nicole Sandler's show earlier today. That was phenomenal. I'll talk a little bit about Nicole Sandler. Let people kind of get in. You know, make sure everybody's cool. Make sure people are arriving. What's up, Facebook Live? How you doing? Much love to you. You guys ready to vote? Anybody voting today? I'm voting today. I'm in Maryland. I vote today. And my son will vote today as well. So we're going to get it in. It's going to be his first time voting. And I'm going to take him there right after the show. And we're going to film what we can of it and share it as well. Just because, why not, right? I know I can't take the phone inside, but, we'll get as much of it as we can, right? Right. So, look, thank you for being here. We got a great show lined up. Well, I say we. I have a great show lined up. One guy doing. YouTube. Let me make sure YouTube people are all right, man. Let's see. YouTube people. Okay, people are coming in. Hey, what's up? Gerald Grooms, Kat Stefani, Antonio Hendricks, Sheila Ellis, Madam Popoto. All right, everybody. Shane Lawson. Good to see you. Heather. Good to see people coming in, man. Yes. Big show today. Big time today. Who I got on my Facebook side of the game? We got Tom White. Thomas said he did early voting in Maryland. Tom, aren't you on top of game, man? Edgar Ritchie, good to see you, Edgar. You I recognize from, I think, Twitter, or maybe it's just Facebook. And Bill Valier. That's right. Jenny Patterson. What's up, Jenny? Long-time listener, well, often frequent listener, Jenny. And Ann Patavino, Voda, and Eve Warner Johnson, Matt DeLodge. And we will get some more shout-outs later, man. For now, let's get into the show a little bit. Move you guys a little bit. Let's see if I can do this right. There we go. Get you. I'm touching stuff, messing up stuff. So everybody in, man. Everybody good. So, if you're just getting here, we have a good show lined up. A great show, I'd say. Though I am biased. I like my stuff. Here it goes. Great topics, though. A lot to talk about. We have, of course, we're going to talk about the election day. Primary day today in 5 different states. Delaware, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. And we'll also be talking about the Dem debate last night. This was that I want to give it away. If you didn't see my show last night, don't worry. This is going to recap it for you. We're going to put a little bow on it, and let's kind of deliver it to you in its most stripped down form of what we got from the debate with Chris Hayes last night. Well, I keep calling it a debate, but it was a town hall. And we'll talk very briefly about Rachel Maddow and Hillary Clinton's town hall, one-on-one or whatever you want to call it. So look, guys, let's get into it. I'd like to start with something that really teed me off that Nicole brought to my attention. Now, Nicole Sandler, great radio personality. She was gracious enough to have me on her program earlier today. Big shout out to Nicole Sandler over at Radio or Not. So go holler at her and get to know her if you don't know her. And if you already know her, then hey, well, great, because you know good people. Very, very interesting discussion, and it was great stuff. And her show is every day from 10 to 12, progressive. Okay. Nicole said, Tim, did you notice how they cut from Bernie's town hall to do a broadcast of breaking news with Donald Trump last night? So let me jump over here, guys. Here's the deal, guys, as I get into this crap that we call mainstream media garbage, okay? Here we go, guys. Image. Let me see so if you are tuning in from YouTube, Chris Hayes on the screen. I got a little image thing I put on the screen over here, video. If you're tuning in from Facebook Live, if you go to IamTimBlack.com, you will be able to see me live and doing this in a video, not just me live doing it. I'm doing it live on video, and I got like graphics I put on the screen. Here's the deal. I was pissed about the fact they cut from Bernie, and at first I didn't know what the heck was going on. I thought maybe something happened to Trump. Like there was some genuine breaking news with Trump. I'm serious, guys. Halfway in to the Dem Town Hall, which is the one-on-one Chris Hayes, well, not one-on-one, Dem Town Hall, Chris Hayes with Bernie Sanders, asking questions, stuff. They cut into the audience. All of a sudden, they go to Donald Trump. Well, they don't go to Donald Trump. He's not even on the screen, right? It's John Capehart. That annoying, lying sack of collusion, corrupted, non-journalist, yellow journalism practicing John Capehart. That guy. Talking about Trump feeling marginalized in the GOP. This is not news. I was thinking they're going to have some actual news about Trump that they would cut into, like maybe he swallowed his toupee. Something like that. Maybe, I don't know, his tax returns were released, and it shows he hasn't paid taxes in 20 years. I mean, something that warranted cutting through the Dem Town Hall with Bernie Sanders. And it was nothing. And this is what I'm saying, guys. MSNBC, mute Sanders, nothing but Clinton. That's exactly what they do, and they stayed true to that form last night. Let's get over here to Chris Hayes. Now, Chris Hayes, I tweeted this. Now, Food Earth Light, I guess, what's her name? A friend of mine on Twitter said, Tim, why don't you just tweet the whole show? And I tweet a lot. And I usually do, and I wasn't going to. So, you're right, I'm going to tweet. So I tweeted during the entire Democratic debate. That's why you have to follow me at Tim Bartender, because I be tweeting. And I respond to people. I don't care how many followers you have. I'm not into that. I don't play elitist tweet thing, right? You follow me, I follow you back. You say something interesting, I may respond or I may be tweeted. I don't care. I show love. I don't sit around counting how many people know you. You can know just one person, like, I don't know, like Nina Turner. I don't know who you know. That'd be great. Some people just get it mixed up. Okay, I'm sorry. Get back on point. It's not about who you know. It's about the relationships of the people that you know. That's why when I have 60,000 followers who really love what I do, and I have people on Facebook who only have 13,000 likes, but they really are engaged, that's worth more than your 300,000 people who, when you tweet out something, no one responds. You get 20 retweets. I get that just saying, hey guys, how y'all doing? Because they know I actually care about them. But see, that's another point. It's something else. It's about depth, not width. My Wolfpack loves that. Tim Black's Wolfpack, by the way, guys. Tim Black's Wolfpack. All right. So Chris Hayes staying true to form, being Chris Hayes, being the Mute Sanders, Nothing But Clinton network. Every question that came out of Chris Hayes' mouth to Bernie Sanders was encased and loaded with negativity of impending doom. Everyone. Everything. It was sort of like this. Bernie, considering, considering that Hillary Clinton is the nominee, and you're just doing this for, squirts and giggles. Since that's the case, and I'd like to know what time it is. Do you know what time it is on your watch that isn't owned by Hillary Clinton and doesn't tell time the way Hillary Clinton tells time? I mean, could you tell me what time it is, though? I mean, everything he asked. Bernie, would you like some water, even though it doesn't have as many delegates as Hillary Clinton in it? If Hillary Clinton's delegates were ice cubes, you'd have a glass full of ice instead of water. I mean, everything that he said to Bernie, every question, everything was scorched already with negativity. But you know what Bernie Sanders did now that Bernie Sanders wasn't doing when this election started? You know what he did, Facebook Live? He took it. He took over the interview. And he didn't do it abruptly, like, give me that interview. He did it like, I got this, Listen, this is really important. Let me say this. I have to say this. And he took over the interview process and made the interview be important. He made the interview have substance. It would have not had substance. It would have not carried the same significance to the viewers of actually giving them information that they need that's going to help them make decisions so they know his stances. The way Chris Hayes framed it, it was just garbage time. I'm trying to tell you, it was a good dim town hall. And the only reason was because Bernie Sanders did not allow Chris Hayes to make it the crap he was trying to make it. You understand what I'm saying? Chris Hayes went out of his way to try to make this a train wreck for Bernie Sanders, and Bernie did not allow it. That's why that's my guy. And this is not the same Bernie Sanders in the beginning who would just try to survive it. He just took it and owned it and did the dab on it or whatever. Now, he didn't do the dab to pander. He did the dab figuratively. Hillary would have actually did the dab. Okay. There were a couple points of the Dimtown debate, Bernie, that really stuck out to me. He really knocked it out the park on several points, guys. I can't overstate it enough. He hit one part like mass incarceration, which is a big deal to me, okay? He handled that with substance. He didn't just say these, hyperbole, a lot of rhetoric and stuff, and yeah, we should really help the blacks and yeah, the Latinos, poor guys. And, he actually had policy initiatives that he wanted to conduct. He actually talked about employment. He knew about the employment ratio, the unemployment ratio in these neighborhoods of 40, 50, 60% with young African-American men. He actually talked about putting them back to work in ways he would do that. He actually talked about decriminalizing marijuana, okay? These are things that Hillary never talks about, and she's against decriminalizing marijuana, by the way. And that's not because she don't want you to smoke the wacky weed. It's because, well, it'll hurt the pharmaceutical industry, which is one of her number one donors. Because weed, marijuana, cannabis is good for a lot of diseases, such as decreasing the size of tumors in cancer patients. But Bernie knocked it out the park on that. There was a tough question about soda tax to fund pre-K. And it was just kind of a new issue for me. My youngest son is 7. He's in first grade. So I know about pre-K, the importance of pre-K when he was that little. It wasn't that long ago is what my point is. But Bernie said, look, I'm against the soda tax. And this was a question from the audience now. And Bernie said, look, I'm against the soda tax, even though the sodas are bad for us and we know about obesity. I get it. And I love the kids and I want to help the kids with education. But I do not want to tax poor people. I do not want to tax poor people by taxing sodas. Do you realize in some neighborhoods there are no grocery stores? And there's these people who live in these areas, they buy this stuff because it's what's available. It's all that's available. You can't get fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, right? And I know of places like this. I know of places in D.C. that are like this, where there are no grocery stores for miles. If you don't have a car, you have to go give someone a ride to get to. So Bernie Sanders speaks to issues specifically, not in grandiose terms, that make no sense, that that really don't speak to policy initiatives. What's another point? Probably the biggest point of the night, and you'll hear people talk about this for the rest of the week. Bernie, let me get rid of Chris Hayes, because Chris Hayes is a tool. I'm serious, guys. Chris Hayes is a tool. This guy, if I don't see Chris Hayes for a while, that'd be great. There we go. Let me put Bernie on the screen. I just put Bernie up there. Bernie Sanders, they asked, Chris Hayes tried to trip Bernie up. He asked Bernie, well, considering your campaign is running on fumes, yeah, like fumes, like $50 million worth of fumes. Yeah, that's a lot of fumes, baby. His cup runneth overeth. Cup runneth over. He didn't look. As much as Chris Hayes tried to frame Bernie Sanders as not having a shot, I don't know. Bernie Sanders doesn't have to hire people to support him online, does he? He doesn't have to hire bots. He didn't pay me to do videos about him. He doesn't have to. His message resonates. But anyway, back to the point. He asked Bernie Sanders, look, if Hillary gets the nomination, will you tell your clients, will you tell your supporters to support her? Will you get them to support Hillary? And Bernie's like, well, first of all, my voters, my supporters are their own people. I don't tell them what to do. I don't make them, I can't tell them who to vote for. Hillary Clinton needs to earn their vote, just like I earned their vote. Earn their vote. I can't tell them what to, I can't make them do. I'm not they have this thing, I've heard this before. I was on the Cole show, we talked about it. There's some woman, Megan something, not Megan Kelly, some other Megan, a meager attempt at being a journalist, whatever her name is. And she said that Bernie Sanders is a cult leader, and these people in this coat, the Sanders coat, all of these young people in the Sanders coat, they have this thing, this narrative that they're framing. And this is, when people asked him, and Nicole asked me too, bless her heart, why aren't black people voting for Bernie? I bless her heart. Just like I said there, and Nicole gets it, but she knows what people want to know. They want to know that. Black guy, they want to ask you that. If I was Jewish, to say, hey, how the Jews doing for Bernie? If I was, whatever, right? Asian, how's the Asian community? It's just something we do. It's not negative. But here's the thing. The media has done a job of framing Bernie as a cult leader. These are negative connotations to all people, particularly black people. Cult leadership, this is scary stuff. Take it from a guy who grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. Like, you want to get away from that crap as much as possible. And if that's all I knew about him was that he's got a cult leader and he's got a bunch of white kids following him, I would be thinking Jim Jones, right? You got people running around spreading this narrative, and then you say, well, Tim, why aren't people voting for him? Well, hell, you got Chris Hayes up here saying he has the ability just to wave a magic wand, and all of his subscribers, all of his follow subscribers, all of his voters will just go vote for Hillary as if they're all just droids, like they're the Walking Dead. Bernie. Bernie shut that crap down. You understand what I'm saying? He killed it. He said, look, this is not my revolution. This is a revolution. I am not the leader. I'm part of it. My people, my supporters are their own people. Earn their vote. Earn it. Do that. All right. When Chris Hayes followed up and he said, well, what if she does earn their vote by implementing some of your policies? What will you do then? He said, well, if she implements my policies, if I feel certain she will do that, then, I may endorse her. I may. But that's only if she does that. She'd have to do that. And don't worry, guys. Hillary Clinton has no intentions of doing that at all. None at all. All right? So anyway, guys, before I get into the intentions of Hillary Clinton, let me just put a bow on this thing. Watch that video. Watch the recap. If you get an opportunity, watch the recap. This is what you need to know from Bernie Sanders' dim town hall with Chris Hayes. Chris Hayes is a tool, okay? He's a tool of the corporate media, right? And he's sold out totally. Totally in the can, just like everybody else on MSNBC. For who? For Hillary Clinton. Another poor white guy with millions of dollars in the bank, has to keep a job somehow. Poor guy. He can't sacrifice and be a grown man and not succumb to pressure from his bosses. He can't go out on his own like Tim Black or Nicole Sandler or Rhonda Rhodes or Randy Rhodes or any of us who go out and do our own thing, and so we can keep our dignity. No, millionaire Chris Hayes and millionaires like Rachel Maddow, Chris Hayes, Joy Reid, they have millions of dollars in the bank at this point, but they can't afford to tell you it straight. It was horrible what Chris Hayes did. It was one question, guys. One. Uno nuno, guys, at the very end, that he asked Bernie Sanders a very thoughtful question. And it was about the future of Bernie Sanders, what he plans to do, and what has he learned along the way. And Bernie went into this spiel. And I say not a spiel, because the spiel is something, it felt off the cuff. Because he said, that's a very good question, as if to say, I've never been asked this question, didn't think about it. And Bernie broke down the journey that he's been on. And I think a lot of us take Bernie Sanders for granted. He's been in politics for a long time. He's a professional, of course. But we take for granted the journey he's been on personally as a candidate. Coming out, Nicole illuminated some things for me today, saying, Bernie was the guy. I've interviewed Bernie several times. Like, Bernie, you need to run. You need to push Hillary left. And then this thing caught fire. Like, Bernie didn't get in knowing this thing would catch fire and resonate, that his campaign would have the impact it's had, that these people from all over the country, from all over the world, I hate when I say all over the country, because it's bigger than that. I get calls on my show from Brazil, Great Britain, London, Singapore, New Mexico, you name it, they've called my show. Amsterdam, Switzerland, Ireland, who care just as much as someone living in Baltimore, or living in New York City, or living in Connecticut. And that's daunting. That is, excuse me. That's daunting. So that's what you want to watch. I implore you guys to watch that, okay? Watch it for the last 5 minutes if you do nothing else. Well, watch the whole thing, because Bernie was fabulous. All right, he's on game. He's on game. And look, and I've been saying this to people. I hope to be as sharp and witty and quick. Bernie is, anyone who questions Bernie Sanders based on age doesn't listen. Does not consume him at all. Because if you listen to how sharp this guy is, how witty he is, he is on top of game. Age is a number. He's probably in better shape than a lot of you 45-year-old guys, a lot of you 50-year-old guys. Bernie is on top of game. He's very quick. It was on full display last night. And I'm a big-time Bernie supporter, as you know. But I'm just telling you like I see it. Rare form, on top of game. Bernie Sanders. All right. Let's go briefly. And I say briefly because, look, guys, do I have a Hillbot? Yeah, let me get a Hillbot picture. Actually, guys, I think I have a Hillbot. A Hillbot. Let me see if I can find this. Facebook Live, I just want to put up a picture of Facebook. Do I have a picture of Rachel Maddow? I think I do. Hold up. We want to do this because there was a little bit. Here we go. Maddow Clinton. I got him. Here they go, guys. Don't you just love it? Maddow. So after, can I move? Where am I put them? I'm gonna put them down here. Can't let them cover my face. Maddow and Clinton. All right. So right after the Bernie Sanders, Chris Hayes, whatever that was. Bernie's takeover of it, which saved it. Rachel Maddow, she talked with Hillary Clinton. I haven't watched this. Nope. Won't watch it. Don't have the time. Don't value it enough. I'm sure in some journalistic way, I should be obligated some way. I should feel that it's necessary just to be able to relay it. I watched the clip, okay? I watched a very short clip. And what I heard was so disturbing, that it kind of basically forms it underscores why I'm Bernie or bust, guys. That's what it does. It puts it all in perspective. Anybody who wants to know why Tim Black is Bernie or bust, I don't need to tell you anymore. All I need to do is play you the clip of Hillary Clinton responding to Rachel Maddow when Rachel Maddow says, Hillary, my friend Hillary. Oh, Hillary, I love you, Hillary. What else can I do for you? Can I do your shoulders, your feet, anything you need? Let me get you some iced tea. What could I do to make you more comfortable? Do you want me to bend over so you can sit on my back as a cushion? What would you like me to do? Anything. Can I pat the sweat off your eyebrow? Can I get the spittle from inside your jaw? What can I do for you, Hillary? Anything I can do for you. Please, Hillary, anything. Bernie Sanders, oh, that Bernie Sanders, get him out of here. Have him sit on the floor. See the contrast? Rachel Maddow poses a question to Hillary, and she says, at the end of this, presuming, let's just say at the end of this, how this turns out, you win. And Bernie Sanders, what would you be willing to do to encourage Bernie Sanders supporters to follow you? Are you interested in adopting some Bernie Sanders policies or initiatives in your campaign or in your policies in order to invite those people in and pull these people in who are new to the political process, who are supporting Bernie Sanders? Of course, Hillary couldn't say yes or no because, hey, man, saying yes or no or answer the question directly is just not what politicians like Hillary do. No. You could, she couldn't start off or explain it. This is what she said in a nutshell, because I can't do it. I would love to do this thing where I just run around the ring like a boxer who runs around the ring, all fight with words like Hillary, but I'm not that learned. I can't do it. This is what she said basically. I got a lot of votes. A lot more people voted for me. I got a lot more votes. A lot of people voted for me. More people voted for me. I got a lot of votes. So I'm not doing nothing. I won, and I'm not doing nothing. I got a lot of votes. That's what she said. And then people say, well, Tim, why don't you? Well, you got to grow up, Tim. You got to grow up. You got to be pragmatic. How pragmatic is that? You have a campaign. The Bernie Sanders campaign has millions and millions of supporters in it. Not just Democrats, independents as well. And she just said she will not lift a finger, not a solitary finger. She will not lift a finger to encourage them to vote for her. She will not adopt a policy at all. She won't even move to the $15 an hour minimum. Nope, not in the cards, ain't gonna do it. Says she's the better candidate. The numbers show that she gets more votes. Therefore, even though she's been running for president since 2008, never stopped, right? But she has more votes. Well, yeah, you do. We know that. That's not the question. See, we knew you would have more votes. That's why I said you won. Assuming you win, what would you be? So saying you got more votes means nothing. But she's saying because I won, I shouldn't have to add anything. You should just join me. And that's the same crap that got me pissed off with Cenk. Okay? And I'm sorry to bring it up, guys. That's why I hate that type of attitude. And I'm sure, man, Cenk's, I got a feeling Cenk's going to change his tune. I'm not sure of it, but I think he will. Because I think he's gonna hear that. I think Cenk's going to hear that. He's going to be like, she's making me look horrible. She's making me look horrible. See, maybe Cenk was under the impression that Hillary would be pragmatic and say, well, you know what? I can adopt a $15 an hour, 15 raise, minimum raise, or minimum wage. I can do that. It's only $3 difference. If that'll help Bernie supporters feel better, heck, let's do it. She said, no, I'm not adopting nothing. I'm Hillary Clinton. I done this. I done that. I done the world. It's so good. She a stereotype. She's every stereotype that they say negative about black women. Isn't that something? Black women, I know some very, very, very even keel, very intelligent, make me feel stupid. I know some black women that are really on top of their game. So that's a stereotype, first of all. But Hillary acts like a stereotype. She acts like a Monique character. She acts like a Monique character. No, she acts like a Tyler Perry character. I don't do that. I'm not doing nothing. Oh, I don't have to do nothing. I was waiting for her to roll her neck or something. All right? I was waiting for her to put on some big glasses and put on a fat dress or something and play a role. I was waiting for her to do the Medea. If you don't know who Medea is, Facebook Live, it's a character played by Tyler Perry in a series of videos, a series of movies started from a stage play that he did. There's a lot of white people don't watch Medea. I don't watch Medea either, but I used to, back a long time ago. Point is this. Hillary Clinton's attitude, I'm just going to call her Hillary. Somehow the Clinton part don't come out well sometimes. Hillary's attitude is take it or leave it. And we're going to leave that right there. Here you go. Go ahead and leave it. You don't need me, I surely don't need you. And that's why I said on the Nicole Sandler show, if the DNC gets stuck with Trump, they earned it. You get what you paid for. Hillary says she won't lift a finger to bring us on if she does get the nomination. Good. That way I won't have a conflict of interest. You won't adopt any of Bernie Sanders' policies, such as decriminalization or the legalization of weed, moving it from a Schedule 1 to off, right? You won't go against fracking. You won't go against the TPP. Or can I trust you to do it? But anyway, you want to continue your ideology of interventions in regime change? Voting for every war that you found fanciful, which is every war, every aggressive action you could take. If you think it's cool to take money from Wall Street, you say, well, Dodd-Frank's already in place, so I shouldn't have to do anything. Dodd-Frank's already there. No, that's not enough, Hillary. It's not enough. Get money out of politics, too. So any qualms you have about not voting for Hillary, she just sealed it for you guys. And this was what was so hard about it. When you have somebody that we respect like Cenk Uygur, and I still respect Cenk. Come on, guys. I disagree with him. When you have people that we respect like Cenk, sticking their neck out for what they feel is the better party for people in America, for people, just for people in general, for the world. He just feels that Democrats are the better party. When he sticks his neck out for you and he says, you know what? Hillary's better than Trump and we got to throw our weight behind her because we can't have Trump. He goes on the line and does that. And then what do? You come out and you spit in his face and you say, what do you say? I won't do nothing to earn your vote. I haven't earned it up to this point, and I will do nothing further. I'm the best thing going, baby, so you got to roll with me. And our answer is, roll on, sister, alone. Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. All right. So let's get on to the elections, man. Enough time with the Billery, with the Hillary finagle and langle. Do we have anything for the elections? Yes, we do, Tim. All right, so here we go. Here goes the thing. We got 5 states. 5 states today. Delaware, 21 delegates, up in the air. Connecticut, 55 delegates, up in the air. Rhode Island, 24 delegates, up in the air. Maryland, 95 delegates. And Pennsylvania, 189 delegates. Here's the thing, guys. You know what I do. After every vote, caucus, primary, whatever, I show up, I do a video, I talk to the people, I keep you motivated, I give you information, because you're not getting it in the mainstream media, right? Here's the deal. We're not going to win all 5 of these. In fact, we may only win a couple of these. I'm letting you know that now. But if you look at the delegates here, Rhode Island, I think we'll take Rhode Island. I think we'll take Connecticut. We may take Delaware, okay? I think we're going to get maybe... Maryland's tough, man. Like I've been telling people, man, Maryland has a large percentage of African Americans. We have some rural folks out there. I don't know what they're going to do. I think it's going to be stronger for Hillary. I'm seeing a 60-40 split. Maybe that's off, okay? But, you know, that's the reality of it. I think we'll do better in Pennsylvania than we will do in Maryland. But it will be proportional, right? It will be proportional. So maybe it's 55, maybe it's 55-45. But I just want you to know, whatever the outcome is of these 5, we will still be in this. I just want everyone to know that, because I don't want people watching MSNBC and then coming to me totally distraught, like, oh my God, MSNBC, Mute Sanders, nothing but Clinton Network just said this. Well, yeah, that's what they've been saying. They're not going to, well, they're going to be supportive of the person they don't want to win? Nah. Their boss, their candidate, Hillary Clinton, there's no way. All right. This is not going to happen. This is what you need to know. Clinton is now statistically tied with Donald Trump in national polling, while Sanders beats Trump by 10 points. I'm hoping, and I said this on the Nicole Sanders show, I'm hoping that voters, I'm hoping, because this won't be left up to the voters at the end of the day. This will be left up to the superdelegates. I'm hoping that the superdelegates want to win this. Like, not just the primary, not just the primary, the nomination, but I hope that they want to win the presidency. Because if these superdelegates actually want to win the presidency, hopefully they'll be intelligent enough to look at the polling and realize that, yes, Bernie Sanders is outpolling against all of the GOP much, much better than Hillary Clinton. In fact, Hillary Clinton is losing the Kasich. If Kasich gets the nomination, she will lose. She's not a good bet. Okay? So I'm hoping that the superdelegates recognize this point. I don't think it affects voters, because voters are being lied to by CNN and MSNBC. They don't realize what they're doing, guys. They are painting their own deathbed. If they continue to push Hillary, and they go in there at the convention and they line up behind Hillary, they may just go ahead and inaugurate Trump the next day if he's the nominee. Their polling dead even, and her unfavorable ratings are just as high as Trump. Her trust ratings are even lower than Trump. That's not bad. That is horrendous. All right. So that's what you need to know. There's one point I wanted to close with. Oh, I know what. We got a few more minutes. Here we go. My friend Nicole Sandler, she alerted me to an actual article by Seth Abramson. And I've checked out Seth's stuff before. You know, I'm a big H.A. Goodman fan, right? Shout out to H.A. Goodman over there, writer for Salon, writer for Huffington Post, writer for The Hill, okay? Journalist, freelance writer, this guy, that's my guy, right? But also check out Seth from time to time. And Seth puts out great stuff too. Seth put out an article on Huffington Post, 5 things we've learned about Hillary Clinton since she won the New York primary. And look, Nicole put me up on game. Pick up what I'm putting down. The first point is that statistical tie that she is in with Donald Trump at 10 points. Listen. Sanders supporters have been saying for months that Sanders always beats Trump in national polling, and for that matter, all the GOP contenders, and by far more than Clinton does. That's the fact. No one listens. Surely anybody could beat Trump, even a candidate like Clinton, wildly unpopular among the independents who decided national elections. Well, no. The moment Trump and Clinton became seemingly inevitable after the respective New York wins, America saw a preview of what the rest of the election season will look like. A neck-and-neck race with America stands under constant threat of a Trump presidency because of Democratic hubris. What's that hubris that Seth's speaking of? The Democratic hubris is they think they know better than the people know. See, they think they can will Hillary into office. Even if the people reject her, they think they have the cojones, the fish tanks, to push us to accept what we don't want. We are not children. We will not accept her. Number 2, Seth talks about the Koch brothers and how they said that Hillary Clinton is conservative enough, is a good option for them, that they would maybe choose her over a Republican. Now, if you don't know who the Koch brothers are, those are those rich jerks, those oil tycoons who try to buy elections and try to bend the world to their whims. These same guys who look out for money at every turn of the game, and that's what influences them, won Hillary. They are not just big business. They are big business. They're not just big business. They are the epitome of big business. They represent big business. And they won Hillary. Now look, check this out. Unfortunately, there are Democrats voting who for some reason think that that's a smear. No, it's probably how they actually feel. Hillary is good for business as opposed to Bernie, who's not so good for business. Hillary has voted for those trade deals. She wants those trade deals. She is the opposite of Bernie. That's why we don't support her. Now that Clinton is in the view of many media outlets, the presumptive Democratic nominee, the financiers of the far right can come out and say it. They're with her, or I'm with her. And that's what Koch said. One of the Koch brothers says he's with Hillary, or he could very much be with Hillary. Why wasn't Bernie Sanders included in that conversation? Why didn't he say, since they're so similar, either one of those guys I could vote for? Because Hillary is a Republican in Democrat clothing or fur or a suit. That's what she is. That's what she's a dino, a Democrat in name only. At least what I thought a Democrat was supposed to be. Now I don't know what she is. All right. Number 3. Seth. Now this is Seth. It turns out that neither Hillary nor her staff ever had any respect for Sanders, his supporters, or the causes he and they have championed. And why does Seth say that? Why does Seth say Hillary doesn't have any respect for the Bernie supporters? Let's see what he says. Well, a campaign's press secretary is, by definition and responsibility, its mouthpiece. So when Jennifer Palmieri, Clinton's mouthpiece, said publicly after the New York primary that Bernie Sanders and his campaign had been destructive to the Democratic Party and the nation, you know that's exactly what Clinton thinks too. Had Clinton fired Palmieri or publicly admonished her, one might think differently. Instead, silence, which in politics is assent. She said that Bernie supporters are destroying America. Not that her choices have destroyed America, not that her voting record sucks, not that her stances suck, but it's our fault. And like I said on the whole show today, listen guys, if I have a restaurant and I serve burgers and you don't like my burgers, I can't blame you for not liking my burger. It's up to me to make a burger you like. That's the job of the restaurateur. Hillary is in reversal world where she puts out herself and her policies. We reject them. She puts out her record and we reject it, and she blames us for rejecting it. I'm sorry, Hillary. I have a gag reflex. I don't do this. All right? I don't do this. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not that type of voter, Hillary. I don't like eating crap. Ooh, just put a little lemon on it. It'll be just fine. So put a little lemon and a little herb on it and put some accent on it. Launch your sodium. You know how you African Americans are. Just put a little sprinkle some facts on it. Listen, Seth is right on the money here. And I think more people need to hear this comment because I hadn't heard this comment until I read this article. So we're ruining America, right? We're ruining it. Us. Because we support Bernie, we're ruining America. So if we support her, we're saving America. Because she's everything. Who's the cult leader here? Because see, we don't just support Bernie, we support the movement. We support changing our politics. That's what they don't get, guys. Number 4, Clinton has been paying millions of dollars to spread a campaign propaganda illicitly, part of which effort was played up by the Bernie bro meme. If you like Putin's psyops and propaganda campaigns, all waged against his own people, you're going to love what Clinton's been feeding you via her just revealed army of social media trolls. This is what people need to know. We've been talking about the trolls, the paid trolls from the super PAC, protect the record or correct the record. We're talking about that, right? Well, they had to admit to it, Facebook Live, but it's been there forever. It's been in this whole election. Those are the people who have been annoying you online. And those people are the ones who created the Bernie Bros, the myth, in order to slander Bernie Sanders, to try to thwart him. Corporate espionage, social media tampering, trolling, propaganda, BS. But you want me to vote for you? Let's face it, guys, she wrote us off a long time ago. Hillary doesn't care about the Democratic Party. She cares about her legacy. She cares about being president. She cares about power. And she cares about those speaking fees. And she cares about money. And she cares about power. And she cares about being president. And she cares about those speaking fees. And she cares about power and money. Last but not least, number 5, there will be no attempt whatsoever to bring Sanders supporters back into the Democratic fold. Yeah, that's it, guys. What we just said earlier. Hillary said last night with Rachel Maddow that she will not do anything to persuade you, to reconcile, to influence you, to embrace you. Nothing. Nada. Instead, they're framing, Bernie's, he's asking for too much. He asked for nothing for himself. He said what his voters want. He didn't say, make me Secretary of State, which I have a good feeling. I have no evidence of it, but I got a feeling that's exactly what happened. She said, if you want my support, me and my Pumas, you're going to need to help me, put me in your cabinet. How's about Secretary of State? Obama. Bernie's not asking for anything. He is asking for something, but it's not something for himself. It doesn't have the word I in it. Hillary. Bernie wants his initiatives to be moved forward. And his initiatives don't help him. No. They help us. See, that's what leadership is, guys. Remember that thing, the L word? Not loser, leader. Leadership is thinking about the people before you, thinking about the goal, the mission before yourselves. The mission is always bigger than the woman or man. And that's why Bernie Sanders is a good leader. He's a leader. He's not the leader, a leader. I am a leader. You're a leader. We're all leaders. We're all leaders. Hillary wants she wants to be a dictator. She wants to be Queen Hillary. Queen Elizabeth. I don't like queens. This is America. We don't have that. That's not what we do here. We're supposed to have a democracy. All right, guys, before I go, I have a new segment today. And starting off today, we're going to start doing this. Let me see if I can bring this in. Here we go. It's the Tim Black's Blacklist. That's right, Tim Black's Blacklist. The Tim Blacklist. That's right. Look, guys, this graphic is made by my man Michael Pineno, who is my lead creative graphic designer, lead graphics guy. This guy is phenomenal, and this is what we're doing. Every time I get one of these people that deserve to be on our list, we're going to put them on a list. We're going to put them on the list. We're going to put them on the blacklist. And yeah, I'm calling it the blacklist because that's what makes sense. On the blacklist today, April 26th, none other than Chris Hayes. Chris Hayes makes the blacklist. That's right. Chris Hayes is on my blacklist. Chris Hayes is on my blacklist for showing his inevitable ability, his indomitable spirit of co-signing his corporate initiatives, co-signing whatever his bosses say, being a mouthpiece for what? Mainstream propaganda BS, which was on full display yesterday in the Dim Town Hall, and also being smart enough to know that there will be a day of reckoning for his duplicitous collusion with the powers that be against the people. Chris Hayes is on the blacklist. Also on the blacklist, Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow, for her ability to, for her betrayal of what was admiration, fondness, for us bringing her into our hearts and to our minds, for so many people, for falling from grace, so to speak, from being embraced, for being loved as a journalist and being a beacon of light, to now what she has become, a shell of her former self. A scurrilous prostitute, devaluing herself for what? Money. And throwing us to the wolves. Unlike Chris Hayes, I truly was a Rachel Maddow fan. And I am no longer a Rachel Maddow fan. And like I told Nicole, I do not accept the cop-out that, well, you know, she's got to keep a job. Look, white people can be sellouts too. Rachel Maddow is a sellout, not to white people, but to the world. She's a sellout to liberals and progressives. Unlike Chris Hayes, she was a true leader in the liberal progressive world. She is no longer a leader. Rachel, Chris, you're already rich. How much money do you have to have, man? To quote Eddie Murphy in Boomerang, or David Allen Greer, do you have to have all the girls? I guess the answer would be yes, wouldn't it, Rachel? Or do you have to have all the money? Some things are more important. Excuse me. Some things are more important than salary, and some things are more important than money. Some things are more important than access. Both both Rachel Maddow and Chris Hayes any day could open up a YouTube channel and wake up one day, do that, and in 2 days they'd have millions of subscribers. They'd give TYT a run for the money just based on their name recognition alone. There is no excuse. They could build their own networks, make half the money, and have all of the integrity. But they won't. And that's why they make Tim Black's blacklist. Sucks to be you. I'm Tim Black. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go vote. Go vote. I will be going to vote. My son and I will be going to vote today. I encourage you all to get out the vote. Give somebody a ride if you know somebody who needs a ride. Do what you got to do. We got to do this. Everybody come out and support the vote. Keep your head up and stop watching mainstream BS. And if you got to watch it, put your fingers in your ears when they start talking negatively. And if you can't handle it, come watch my channel for where I will be trying to get you back to normal and restore your faith in humanity. All right? All right. I'll be back tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for updates on the votes on the election day, primary day. Follow me on Twitter at Tim Bartender. Follow me on Facebook at Tim Black TV and at Tim the Bartender Show. Gary Vaynerchuk Show. It's all love, people. And I will see you. And now we do a brief shout out to all the cool people who support a brother. I appreciate you. Who's out here? Who's out here? Who's out here? Who's out here? Gerald Grooms, Heather Holloway, Antonio Hendricks. Let me move down. This is the people that were here earlier. Let me see if there's some new people who joined in as well. The Broken Carpenter, he showed up. Harry Hand showed up. Wow, Harry, I didn't know you had hands that way. Q DeMaio, you got it, man. I see you guys at 9. We're going to do election follow-up. Sarah Lane, Brian C., Citizens Debs, Jonathan Wallace. Is that Mr. Mitchell? Mrs. Mitchell. Mrs. Mitchell. All right, Mrs. Mitchell. Well, I'm Mr. Black. Gregory Oliver. Foster Arundale. Bushra Essa. And Mars 54, Van Reilly. And Mr. Izzy Dizzy. Mr. Izzy Dizzy. I love that name. Mr. Izzy Dizzy. I'm so Izzy Dizzy. Pamela Rodriguez, Simone Van Horn, Barbara and Rod Stewart. Shout out to you and Mr. Rod Stewart. Claire Woods, thank you, Claire Woods. Jody Colleen and Sherry Lottig. Thank you, Sherry. Christopher Price, Davis Kelly, Catherine Somerville. The whole crew. Everybody's in the house. I appreciate you guys, man, so much. Annuity, Francisco, Annuity. I'm butchering that. Mr. Francisco, thank you, brother. Can't do your name like that, man. And my man, Mike Pineno, my graphics guy, my graphic coordinator. I love him, man, and that was a great graphic he did. All right, guys, I'll see you. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget, Tim Black's Wolfpack, we're on deck. Much love. Oh, once again, shout out to Nicole Sandler. I'll be back. Oh, one last thing, for real. Bernie or bust? Yeah, I said it.
Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Yep.